Not used to these cymbals yet.
Oh, that's right. You got the new ones.
This guy's a good 2 inches smaller than what I'm used to.
Okay. What is it? It's Sabian, I see. Sabian something. HH.
It's HH sound control crash.
Nice. Heck yeah.
I was just trying to get the size, read the size. It's a 16-inch, and I usually have an 18-inch over here.
You know what's funny? I am like going smaller and smaller. Unless I feel like I used to use a big 18 a lot. For sure. Yeah.
Right.
And actually, I was in a cover band. Once it was decided that I had joined the band, I immediately went out and bought 3 things. One was a hardware case to hold all my hardware. 2 was like actual drum bags to hold all my drums, and the third was the hardware. Oh shit! Sorry, I had it like I'm having a glitch. Hold on. Pause.
I didn't notice anything.
Yeah, it's happening on my end. It's like Forte is being funky. Hold on. And I haven't checked to see if YouTube's working, so or if we're live. So let me just double check that as well. All right, keep jamming.
All right. Just going to also have YouTube pulled up.
Nice. Nice. A little sloppy at the very end because that was like max speed, right?
Yeah.
All right,
It's not,
so
like smooth. I noticed that when I was doing it last night too. Like I don't know how people get used to like hitting fast, like just doing like those. Like
okay.
doing stuff like that. I'm going. Like I have a really loosey goosey grip to get the. I don't know, maybe because I did it last night, I'm a little bit better with it.
Now wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. Are you playing 3 notes?
But then I double these when I'm doing those.
So it's like okay. Do it again.
That's the single.
Ah. Okay. So I think that loosey goosey grip is probably having a negative effect on you.
Most likely.
Yeah, because you don't have total control over the exact moment that it's going to impact.
Right.
Can you try it again just with tight pinkies? Do it real slow. Back
Yeah,
into,
of course.
back into, back into. At a certain point, I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to do. It feels like it falls into like a category, like a couple different categories of what you might be trying to do. Now, wait, you're definitely doing those double strokes. You're definitely doing like left, left, right, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to, because I can do all the day long just a single stroke. And I just was trying to fuck around with amping that up some.
Wow, with double strokes though. Dude.
Because when he does that bit, when Bonham does that bit, he like.
Do you know what he's doing there?
It's a version of a triplet.
It is a triplet. Tugga-da-bat, tugga-da-but, tugga-da-bat, tugga-da-da. Do it slow.
I
Okay, so it's this. It's actually, um, it's the single stroke 4. Okay, let's get into. Let's have a conversation about rudiments. Are you familiar with the Percussive Arts Society?
If I am, only through you.
Okay.
Like if you've mentioned it, it sounds slightly familiar.
Okay, so percussiveartssociety.org. They basically like I don't know how to express it, but they sort of own the 40 rudiments. I don't know if that's being expressed correctly. They don't own the rudiments. But they sort of govern the rudiments. Is that fair to say? Like the original rudiments were invented in like 1933 or whatever by the National Association for Rudimentary Drummers. So fine. But then at a certain point, like that became the Percussive Arts Society or something like that. Do you see this website? You see what I'm sharing?
I see what you're saying.
So I pulled up the rudiment chart. This is like the official, rudiment chart.
Okay.
Here's the single stroke 4. And as you can see, it's written as a triplet. In this case, it's written 1 triplet but you don't have to worry about that. You can think of it like 1 triplet 2. Do me a favor. You have syncopation there?
Yep.
Go to syncopation page 15. Page 15, line 14, I think. No, I was wrong. Page 15, line 12. Okay. So, this in the book it says 1 triplet 2, 3 triplet 4. Right? Now, in the book, it's written with snare and kick drum. So obviously it's not as written in the book, but I'm showing you like the way it's written, right? Triplets and a quarter note. Back at that bat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. There. 1 triplet 2, 3 triplet 4. Right? Okay. So now let's take it to the single stroke 4, which you see on my screen here. Now, again, it's the same pattern. It's just using different notes to represent it, which doesn't matter. It's still da-ka-da-da, right? Listen to it. This is actually a cool feature here. And it'll start to speed it up. Try to follow along. Nice. And then he starts to slow it back down. Okay. So, back-a-da-da, right? 1 triplet 2, 3 triplet 4.
Okay.
Now, yeah, the final note, I believe, is the kick.
Yeah.
Do it again.
That's like, it's like in one of the Moby Dick solos, he does that. Like, he's like going.
Yes. So there, you turned it into something else. You've shifted it over into, like, did you notice that there wasn't a gap?
I heard the gap, but that's because I'm doing it physically, I feel like.
Oh.
I know what you mean. I just know where, like, I was sloppy with it.
Okay.
All I mean.
From my end, it sounded like you shifted over into, like, 16th notes. Like, it's just, straight notation without the rest.
Because of the bounce. The rhythm can like just send you to it, even if you don't do it perfect.
Sure, exactly. Even if you don't do it perfect. But okay, so that's kind of a cool thing. I like that you said it that way. So especially with the rudiments, at a certain speed, they change sound.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I think what's important for every drummer to be able to do is shift in and out of that, right? So
Yeah.
you're doing it slow, you're speeding it up, and you're doing it as it's written for as long as possible until you can't anymore, and it just becomes this other type of flow.
Yeah, definitely.
But then when you pull it backwards and you try to slow it back down, then there's another fight against when do I go into like the as written version.
Right, because like when he's doing that, he does go right down to like the slow, and he
Nice.
it doesn't you don't fucking doesn't sound sloppy or whatever.
Right, of course. Now, hold on. Can I sit on that for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she said. Oh, sorry. That was not appropriate. Gotta watch out about YouTube. All right.
That was close to the Pornhub sound.
Oh, nice. There you go.
No.
Sorry, I accidentally.
Clearly, I don't go there enough to be
Yeah.
able to recognize it. I guess.
Liar. All right. So I just wanted to make sure we're good on my end. Okay, so you'll tell me if the audio is okay.
Yep.
So. Right.
Yep.
So you're saying at that point, then he goes to like, maybe he literally does turn it into, like literally. Wait, does he do that?
It goes from going the straight on like
Yeah.
to back. Like I don't know how to describe that better, but like from.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But-
what he does, and it just goes back and forth from that. I feel like.
But does it stay in that sequence with the rest in it, or does it become like just straight notes?
Eventually, it becomes.
Is the bass drum still the last note?
I feel like it's in between for those things.
Oh. Wow,
Start with your air tom.
wow. Start with my what? With my
Air tom.
start with an air tom. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that?
Yeah.
That's cool. I love the bass last.
I think he made it so, like when you get going with the speeds with it's very possible that it goes from being in between to then last to in between to last.
Or it could just be like, it could just be how you kind of feel it, But I like
Exactly.
the kick
That's
second.
what I mean. Yeah.
I've never done the kick second. But it's good because then you got the hand on the one. Wow, I'm gonna work on that because
That's how I learned that just from Bonzo. That's how I always saw how he did it, at least.
Oh man, yeah, I've always done it on the end or on the beginning. That's the only one I didn't really do because on the beginning is cool too. That's fun.
It's definitely a similar effect for sure.
It's very similar, but you got me pegged on that one. The one in the middle
Yeah.
is definitely not the same as the others.
And then okay, so it's the end for that one, right? But then
Yeah.
it's
Those were doubles. That was 2 over 2.
Yeah, 'cause I threw the heel toe in there.
Correct. Very nice. Do it again.
Can you see my foot? Your thing is in the way.
I
but
mean,
can you
kind of.
see it?
Oh, I can. So you're literally doing heel toe?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Heel ball toe. Heel ball toe. Heel ball toe.
Nice. Ah. Fuck.
You know that bond that no, you don't know that one?
Do it again? No, I'm.
Coda.
What's it called? What song is it?
I think it's called Coda on Coda. It's like one of the last songs that he ever did a drum take on.
It sounds
so
super
they did
familiar.
This album that was just like a gathered of like live and any extra footage they had of him recording, and that's their last album.
Oh, damn. That's crazy.
It's got that on. I'm pretty sure it's Coda on Coda, but I could be wrong.
Okay, I'll listen to it. Obviously, I
I
don't
wasn't
do it
doing
live.
it perfect.
No, but hey, it sounded clean. I'm curious what those bass notes are, but it sounded good. All right, so speaking of which,
Anywho,
so we talked a little bit about the rudiments. We talked about the single stroke four notes in a row in a group, but they're counted as triplets. Very, very cool concept, which comes up a lot, and in this case, it's a really neat, it's a really obvious rudiment. What do you know about the rudiments? Let's take a second on that. How many of them do you know, and how much time have you spent on them? And
I wouldn't be able to name any of them.
not one.
I mean, other than the paradiddle.
Paradiddle. What else? Single stroke roll, double stroke roll.
That's what was coming to my head, but you know, that's the problem with like my brain. I don't know that I don't have them labeled, all these things in my head.
Okay, well, we can start labeling them. We certainly should. So, single like one stroke is one hit, right? Right. Do the double stroke. Now, I like to think of it that the word roll means it just kind of rolls on, like it keeps on going. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, triple stroke roll.
I gotta do that slower.
Do it slower. Do me a favor.
Yes.
Hit the third note the hardest.
Okay.
Or actually, sorry.
It's the let, right, that I would be hitting hard on that set.
Well, so let me just jump in here. We can talk about it. But so on the double stroke, now you were doing this the other way, but I don't really care about this. You're already a solid enough player that I'm not going to say anything about this unless I absolutely have to. On your double strokes, you're hitting the first note louder.
Right.
Like, right?
It was I don't even know because I didn't do it consciously, you know.
Yeah, but
So
which is fine.
Yeah, I'll try and be more conscious about it.
I mean, they recommend that you have it completely reversed. That's why I'm not trying to. I mean, you're already a drummer, so I'm not trying to touch that. You know, you're double stroking already. If you want to,
it's the triplet. Yeah.
Say it again?
The triplet and anything else from there, that is definitely like where I lack.
Ah, okay. So maybe with the triplet, that is an opportunity to hit that last note harder. But that's why I stopped for a second. I said, okay, let me step in here. I don't like that at all. I don't really do that. I never really needed to. I still have that. See how you're going in reverse?
It's a trick. Yeah.
But I feel like
Interesting. Does that determine if you're going forward or backward with your arms? That's interesting.
yeah, isn't that crazy? Now, if you reverse it and you go forward, then I never get enough of a bounce out of the 3 notes. They fall apart.
I had to start tightening the pinky though.
Really? Well, I actually I started to loosen it because at that speed, I let it be. You know, it's more my ring, I would say. Now with the double strokes, I keep that reverse consistent.
It's really fast.
So you don't even need to focus so much on like the accented note. You're past that point. Okay. All you had to do was turn the wheels backwards. That's the first time I've ever seen anybody do that, by the way. That's the first time anybody's ever gone, oh, just do this and then have it perfect. That was fucking awesome. I got that recorded too. Yeah.
It just works.
It just works. That is a buzz roll. If you're doing it forward, nice. Yeah, see? Yes, nice.
So that's just a buzz roll.
That's just a buzz roll.
I call it cheating.
Cheating? No, I mean, okay, you call it cheating, but then, all jokes aside, you go back to that Percussive Arts Society page. I don't know if
I see it, yeah.
You see it? I'm not sharing it live though. How do I do that? Okay, I might have to hold off on that. But okay, so for the Percussive Arts Society, for the rudiments, for the original rudiments from 100 years ago, the buzz roll is super important. And this goes to what we were talking about before. Let me find an example here. I guess the 5-stroke roll will do it. The buzz will do it. Okay, let's do the 5-stroke roll. It won't let me fast forward it. That's weird. Okay, this is just right, right, left, left, right. And then it flips. Left, left, right, right, left. You hear it? Two doubles and a single. So real quick. 2 doubles and a single.
So kind of like a paradiddle?
I mean, a lot of the rudiments are just combinations of singles and doubles, so yeah. But it's digga digga bat, digga digga bat, digga digga bat, left, left, right, right, left. You can count it 1E into 2, 3E into 4 like that.
What?
You could count it 1E into 2, 3E into 4.
Okay.
Close. Listen to it now. Sorry, I slowed it down. This is like really slow. E and 1, E and 2, E and. Do you hear it? This is no joke. He goes for it. And then he starts to slow down.
Not even close to that.
Right. So now check this out. That was open. See where it says open here?
Oh.
Okay. That's where the double strokes stay as double strokes. So it's almost like the space between the double strokes stays open. If it gets closed, this is like a buzz stroke. Right. So you see how it's like a fake double stroke or like a lazy double stroke?
Yes.
Okay. So to them, it's the same. And the reason is because when it gets fast enough, then it really is the same. I wish it let me speed it up. You'll hear how they sound identical, right? This is what we were talking about before. Say again?
It's crazy how tighter it gets as it gets
Yeah.
or faster. I mean.
Yeah. And it keeps going. Okay, so at that high speed, then it's basically the same thing. And so, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily consider it cheating. I think it's like it's really its own monster.
Sure. You see metal drummers kind of do those buzz things, right?
Not so much a buzz. They do the gravity blast is what it's called.
It looks like they're just like they're. I don't know if I can properly.
No. Let me show you what it is. It's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they're accomplishing a double stroke out of a single movement, and so they can do basically like a double speed blast beat. No. It's not a wrist movement. It's a ricochet off of the hoop of the drum.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. It's literally this. It's crazy when you do it right, man. It's crazy. I never really practiced it.
Well, yeah, I'm only just starting to pay attention to blast beats kind of because of how close they are to like anything you do with your ghost notes or any like.
Show me what you mean. Play a slow blast beat and then start to speed it up.
I should have said shuffle instead of ghost notes. I can't really do a blast beat right now.
Check it out. Let me do something for you here. Okay, play hi-hat bass at the same time. Now play snare by itself. Alternate them. Yes.
Oh, is that blast beat?
There's two different kinds of blast beats, but I've recently found out that one is more popular than I thought. That blast beat, that beat at super high speeds, is actually what I've been hearing for a lot of songs that I didn't realize it was that. I thought, let me explain. Can I go into it?
Yeah.
So, oh shit. Okay. So, there's two different kinds of blast beats. There's what I call like a single note blast beat, so just one note repeated, which is that kind of like, you know. So literally like, and I'm using two kick drums so I can alternate the feet, right?
Okay.
So that's one. The one I want you to work on actually is surprisingly groovy for how mechanical it is. It's what you just did. Except it's so fast that it,
Okay, yeah.
right?
That's definitely kind of what I was talking about, though. Like,
Yeah. Now again, take it all the way up to like full speed. It's This is maybe the fastest I can do it without having warmed up. So the snare ends up sounding like it's just doing, which it is, but it's in between the basses, right?
I understand. Yeah.
So fun, dude. So fun. I was listening to a song that I was sure it was the single note, not the double note, and I ended up being wrong. My mind was blown.
So is it a matter of just genre if you call that blast beats or not?
No, those are both considered blast beats. There's lots of blast beats. There's there's something called a bomb blast, which is both hands at the same. Wait, no, sorry. Yeah, both hands at the same time, and then the kick. Yeah. Yeah. But again, like taken up to like machine gun speed, it sounds it sounds surprisingly cohesive and smooth. Yeah, dude. Okay. So let's shift gears here. Let's shift. What's up?
Yes, let's do that. It's just I know we got this one song that we're working on together. There's just I'm trying to get ready for this recording.
Oh, okay.
And so there is a song that we have that has an interesting sound to it.
Okay.
Or like groove that he starts doing that. Do you want to unshare your screen for a sec?
Sure. So are you going to want me
I just need
to
to share the audio.
Yeah, go for it. And then would you want me to hear it and then maybe try to write out what I'm hearing?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Because it's not on drums. It's just gonna be like a piano, and it's like a track that I'm not sure how to go at it.
Oh.
I have an idea of what I want to do, but the rhythm that he's doing is so specific that I want to do my best that I can for it.
Can you show me or hint to me what you have in mind first before I go inventing my own ideas?
It's like
Okay.
So just once you hear it, you'll understand.
Okay.
You know?
Did he mention any time signature changes or anything?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, it's definitely a time change, but like, this is just a little bit before it, and then you'll notice the change.
Okay.
What the piano does. That.
Huh.
That's basically all that, it just, for that little bit, it's like that. And I just, I will stop doing that.
That's all right.
So yeah, it just, it's that little off a bit, and it's a draft, like, reference track for me to fuck with.
Right.
So it'll be more tight once I am on the drums with it and everything, right?
Well, okay, so I got to be honest. I did have a bit of an audio issue, I think. It felt like there was
Okay.
like 2 layers of
Possibly.
sound coming in at like a slightly different time.
Maybe I don't need to share my audio.
Maybe. No, I hear it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why. All right. Sorry.
Again from the beginning? Now I hear it.
Yeah, this is there you go.
Oh, I fucking love that.
But
Love that. Okay, play the
yeah.
beat again. You're thinking?
That's what I can't make up my mind about, right? Is it like, do I do like straight up as soon as I come in on the with the piano, like try to land it on with the piano?
Okay, question. You know what?
You
I
know
gotta
what I
write
mean?
this. I want to play it, but I gotta write it for you. Okay, I just have an idea.
Okay.
And what we can do is you can take this idea and then if you, depending on if you like it or not, you can start taking stuff away from it
Sure.
to try to get down to where the beat you think should be.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it using all 16th notes. So literally every
Yeah.
single 16th note spot is going to be
It's
filled.
definitely like a more up, right? Like it when it jumps into that bit, it's like pick up a bit, just a bit, but it's
Yeah.
not so long.
Well,
So I don't want to do anything too aggressive, but you can get away with a lot on the hi hat, right?
but imagine if it was one beat that looped and it was
Mhm.
perfect.
Yes, right. That's the idea. When we do it, I'm sure we're gonna sit there until he gets that piano perfect. that
Okay.
part, and then we'll go from there and jam it with him on the bass, because I think that's how we intend to record it.
Okay.
Or we just might do bass and drums, and that's all the discussion that'll happen in the moment.
Unless you walk in and go like, or you talk to him and go, dude, look at this perfect beat,
Yeah.
right? And then it's like he just has to layer over it.
Right.
Can I get you to play that a few more times for me?
Yes.
Just you on the drums.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I got it good enough in my head. Do you definitely like the two snares there? Do step out.
I think I do. I like when things pop like that for that type of stuff. But again, I guess my question is like, this is a type of beat, right? Like it's not a samba, it's not a this or that. What is it? Like there's something, right, that he's doing that's like a specific. What I mean, or is that not a proper question?
I'd like you to expand on what you mean.
Well, you know how like there's samba, there's waltz, there's this and that, like specific rhythms. Like when you do like piano or any kind of rhythm, it follows a specific like bump, ba bump, ba bump, bump, ba.
Oh, you mean like the accents, not okay.
Whatever he's doing is a specific type of rhythm. It's his own thing clearly, but it's playing around this area that is of like.
Shit. Now you got me wondering. Now I have to. Can I hear it one more time now?
Yes.
The song. Thank you. I think it's a 3 clave, a rumba clave. It's not a clave.
I can't slack at all.
Right. Okay, you pause it.
Sorry. My brain starts thinking as it's happening. So like, what?
Okay, real quick. You obviously don't have to keep any of this, but this is like having the conversation, right?
Yes.
So this is a way that I've seen this kind of thing played.
Okay. That's the question. That's the question I'm presenting to you. This is clearly a thing. Like, it's obviously his own. He's like it's his own like variant of a thing.
Well, okay, so that thing then.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm going to make it very broad for you because I don't hear like a samba specifically or like a
whatever
clave.
it is. Yeah.
Like, and we're talking too, like not only that, but also like what's the drummer doing, right?
Yeah.
Which is a little bit more specific. So imagine like a money beat, right? Snare on 2 and 4, right? using 16th notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. No, well, do 2 hands on the hi-hat, 1 E and a 2. And then snare on 2 and 4. Yeah. Right.
Okay, that might be as simple as just adding the hand instead of trying to do a 1.
But wait. So, if you play all of the 16th notes perfectly alternating as single strokes, right? Like we just learned with the rudiments, you're going to get a very specific sound.
Yeah.
Especially depending on speed. If you start doing all 16th notes, but you start doing double hand on the hi-hats and ghost notes, now you're in Funktown and Funkville, right? And that's where like really like the real drumming comes out. Because if you lock into those 16ths, you're stuck there.
Yeah.
Okay. 100%. So this is kind of how I would interpret. Actually, this shouldn't be a ghost note. This is how I would interpret that first part. So bass and hi-hat by itself. Sorry, bass and hi-hat. Ghost note on the snare.
Oh, okay.
And just hold on to this. 1 E and a 2 E and a. And I kept these snare accents that you were putting in.
Okay.
You want me to play it for you quick?
Sure.
So 1 E and 2 E and
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Ghost. If you put the ghost note on the E of 1, the very second note is the ghost.
1 E and
there. You only needed to use the hi-hat twice there.
yeah. 1 E, 1 E and 2 E and okay. No sound from you. Your sound is silent for some reason.
I know. I don't want to be bugging you while I'm playing.
Oh, sure, certainly. Okay. Ow! That's it though, for sure.
Can I play real quick?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I think at one point I was hearing you doing opens on those accents. Gotcha. This is not a... Okay, sorry. I'm going to copy paste this. We can still use it because you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Oh, I did it again. Cursed. But what you were doing there that gave it that really good funky feel was that this wasn't a snare. It was an open kick. So you were opening the hi-hat here but with a snare.
Okay.
It's so fun that like you just play. And I'm sitting here going like, you did this, this, and this. But you're just fucking jamming. Okay, how do I want to write open notes? How do we...
Hearing you play it after you write it, then I can hear you, and then I understand the writing a little bit better, you know?
Beautiful, beautiful. And they're just going to keep getting closer and closer together until they're one. You're going to see a piece of music, and you're going to hear it right away.
Playing it slow and reading that, I found it, like, quick,
yeah.
Like, you know.
Okay, so have we talked about open notes, like how to write them?
Probably at least once, I think. Yeah, at least once, but no. I was about to say the foot version, so that's not right.
Okay, so yeah, it wouldn't be down here. It would be, and I'm going to get rid of these. It would be, let me just do it this way. With the open here, and then I am going to write, what the fuck? Oh my God, that scared me. Okay, so this is how I'm going to write it. 1 E and a 2, right?
Yeah.
And then here on the E of 2 is where you're closing the hi-hat.
Okay.
So hit an open hi-hat for me with a snare on it, and then close it. Yeah. That's the 2 E. Those count as individual notes.
Interesting.
And then another open here. And then and then let's do that. You want me to play it?
Okay.
I'm really
Circle.
stomping that foot. I want to really feel at that speed, right? I want to feel that foot come down on those individual notes. 1 E and 2 E and 3. Like I'm feeling it, you know?
I guess I always just do them so quick, and as I'm going through that, I never register them as their own space.
Yes. I mean, you can. At this speed, you can. Usually they fall in line with eighth notes somewhere. So you're just doing like 1 and, so you're hitting it on the close. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's it's a bit more complicated in my head a bit, but it's it is what it is.
You'll feel it like. You know what you should do?
Oh,
So-
I want to put a bass drum right as I'm doing it, so that's
Where?
not necessarily right. When I put the foot down
On the E of 2 or on the
Yeah.
3?
on the E of 2, unfortunately,
So
but that
you
doesn't
want-
mean it's right. That's just what my brain wants to do.
Well, but it can be if that's how you want to play it. Do you like to do boom boom?
Sorry, just one sec.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, it's something that's so like I can only do if I just let myself do it. It's really hard
Right.
to lock down on the same thing every time.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So here's what let's go back into kind of mess around mode. And
Yeah.
I want you to just focus on the ghost note on the E of 1.
Okay.
Because it's a really easy win. The ghost note on the E of 1 and the bass on the are two really simple ways to simplify what your lead hand is doing right
Okay.
into like your first snare note or like into your first accent. It's just so natural.
Oh, that's all that is?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, my brain was spacing it out
That's
too much,
okay.
right? Because I'm
Do it
trying to
again.
read it. Okay.
Do this. Do this. Check this out. But Dadu, close the hi-hat right away.
Oh.
1 E and a 2 E. Nope. Sorry, yeah.
I mean, that anytime I hear a da 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 da, it makes you think of the song Montana by Frank Zappa.
Oh, fair enough.
You
Sorry.
know that one?
I'm sure I've heard it.
Might be walking to Montana soon, just to buy me a flock of dental floss,
Is that what he says?
raising them up, grazing them down. I don't know. Those aren't the right words.
Oh, I wouldn't know. That sounds like Zappa to me. That's hilarious. Okay, so you're basically there. I do want you to try to imagine it as that sequence of notes. Yeah. But that's a kupara, right?
Ah.
It's right away. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And your foot. Let's try to add in that other snare note, right?
Sorry.
So let's.
There's
now
another
you've got
open
that,
hi-hat. Right. Okay. The
Okay.
final on the bass drum. Yeah.
And then just a hi-hat and then another open.
That's close, right?
Say again.
That's close, right?
Just
not
hit an
opening.
open on that bass. Yeah. Woo. And then you got it. Okay. So wait. Now check it out. Let me add to it.
Okay.
I think this snare note is. I think you've been doing that for the most part. Like a right, like a snare on the E. Yeah. Oh, so you know what? This E here. You can imagine how the E of 1 and the E of 3 kind of coincide, just the same way that there's a snare on 2 and 4 usually, right?
Right.
It's basically the same beat. But the last couple of times you've been doing it, you haven't been ghosting it. You've been like accenting it. Do that, stupida, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect. So then then it's not a ghost note. Then I have to represent it as a regular note, right?
This is all for just the understanding of the beat and all. But when I record it, it's definitely gonna be like. We'll see. I'll probably do 3 different takes.
Right.
Where sometimes I do a ghost note there, and sometimes I do a full accent, and blah blah blah.
Unless you hear something so perfect that you're like,
locked
oh,
in.
I have to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so.
In the moment, then that's when those type of decisions are locked in usually.
Right.
That's the thing
so-
about recording live like that, or whatever.
Oh man, recording and I have always had a very hard relationship.
I'll do it 50 times,
Right.
and like 40 of them will sound different.
Are you opening the hi-hat at the end of the beat too? Like play it for me, the whole thing? Don't look at this. Now just jam it.
Okay. It's hard without the piano because it's. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
I think I got it figured out for you here, though.
Very quick, clearly. But as it goes into that stuff, I can transition out of that a lot easier into that next bit. But clearly that's just like a very quick part of the song. But it's so specific, I wanted to be able to do that.
Right, of course. Let me play for you what I have written here.
Right.
I'm going to play for you exactly what's written. now here it is faster. Right?
Right.
That will fit perfectly.
Right.
And again, if you that felt very like grungy Nirvana-y to me. But if you bring the volume really down on it, it turns into, you know, name your other bands. You know what I mean? It turns into like almost like a softer, grungier, almost like, who am I?
Like indie. Like
Yes,
yes.
or like an indie or like an Our Lady Peace type of like. That's like a whole genre of rock where the drummer's like surprisingly good, but he doesn't do a lot. He just fills up all the space with 16th notes.
That's where I'm at. That's where I play.
That's where I live. Okay, so let's dissect this again for 2 more minutes, and then I'll let you go. Everything in that first part you did perfectly because it's got those opens.
Right.
Then it's snare, hat, bass, like it was at the beginning. Snare and hi-hat for the 4. Kick, hat, snare. Kick, hat, snare. Very easy. Take your time. That's doom ba boom.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Money.
Fuck.
Money.
French.
Money. Now, real quick, pause it. So those bells, those rides were like 1/8 notes. The bells would be like quarter notes. Bing, 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 1 and 2 and 3, but your right hand is doing 1/8 notes.
Yes.
When you were like holding back on the snare, but then suddenly you started adding all those snare notes in, ticka 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 bat, right?
Yeah.
And then it filled up every single available 16th note. Right?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
If that left hand is only hitting 2 and 4, then your right hand's only doing 1/8 notes. If your left hand fills in all those other spaces between the 1/8 notes, now those are all 16th notes.
Right.
1 and a 2 and a 3. Now, because you want to free up your hands, you add those single or double kicks in to free up the hands, right? And there's on YouTube and Instagram and all that, there's like a whole subgenre that was created at one point of gospel chops.
Yeah.
Right? The gospel chop thing is based on that. Those are gospel chops where they're not going to sit on 1/8 notes on the hi-hat because it's not funky, it's not groovy, it's not sexy, right? So those gospel chops have to have those like singles and doubles on the hi-hat and kick. So yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of this and send it to you. Love it, dude. I think we
Thank you.
made some good progress there today for sure.
Absolutely. That was what I needed to help with for sure.
Heck yeah. All right, so I'm gonna jump in with my next lesson here, and I will talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Bye.